Yes, it's... Why do I always forget the date? Anyway, it's Monday, not that it's relevant. I was struggling for ideas for a video this week. Obviously I've got plenty to do, but it's pissed down all this morning, and I don't feel like being asked to be stuck in the shed. Usually when I'm on afternoons I try and do something in the mornings, because obviously I can't do anything at night when I get back, and it's too noisy and I'm knackered, because you know, sitting on your arse for a living is very, very tiring. And it's the funny thing about test driving and test riding and all this lot, you meet loads of people in a year that go, oh, I'd love to do your job, I'd love it, oh no, I love this, I love motorbikes, and I love this and I love that. But you know, funny enough, when they actually start the job and realise that test driving and test riding, a lot of it is incredibly monotonous or uncomfortable. Durability riding on a motorbike, for example, you're on cobble road all the time, and one lap of a cobble road is, I think it's about a mile, mile and a half, something like that, whatever it is, but it's the equivalent of putting 100 miles road wear on the bike. Doesn't seem to affect tyres the same way, but for chassis inputs and stuff, that's what it does, just the same to cars as well. And when you're on it all day, on and off it all day and all this lot, you might only cover, like say if I'm doing a durability car, for example, in a day I might only actually cover 100 miles in, you know, 5.5, 6 hours driving. So the distance isn't that great, but they're because the inputs that are going through the car and through yourself, it can be quite knackering at the end of the day. So I'm always quite tired when I get home, and at the minute I'm doing 6 days a week, so I'm fucked anyway, because I'm allergic to manual labour, obviously, and shit like that. I'm allergic to work actually, but it's one of them things, make hay while the sun shines, as they say, because other than trying to shut down the rumour mill and something else, I don't really get any stress at work. The only stress you get is what you take to work, which is good, which is why I like it, which is why I stick with it, because mentally it's very good for me. Mental. Anyway, I've dug up some old footage. Oh god. July 2016, me and Mrs. Otter went up to a place called Appin in Scotland on the west coast. It's above Oban, and I at the time owned a GL1200 Goldwing, which then my friend Booby had, and I had his GS850, which subsequently became the Doghouse Customs GS850, and much piss was ripped out of it. And then obviously I had the ZX10 off of Craig. So anyway, small history lesson. But I did take my GoPro up there. I didn't film the trip up. We actually, fatal mistake, we took the M6 up because we didn't know about the A68 at the time. We go up the A1 and the A68 now, which is fantastic, just fantastic. So much more different to the M6, although traditionally I like the M6 route because I used to take the trucks up there. I used to go to oh fuck me, where was it called? It was near Stirling. Cowie, a little place called Cowie. I used to go up there with the truck. I used to love it. That's my favourite trip out of everything I ever did with the trucks. Going down to like Devon and going up to Scotland were the just favourite things in the world, basically. And that's part of the reason I fell in love with Scotland. So this footage is from July 2016. Now me and Mrs. Otter, we've been up to Scotland in, you know, like October, I think September's, March. March was brilliant because there was still snow about, and it makes a hell of a difference to see snow on the mountains and all that lot. But the best weather we've ever had is, fully enough, it's been in the autumn, or you know, we've had really good weather generally in the autumn. It's been nice and mild. It's 14-15 degrees all day, so it's nice. And funny enough, when we went up in July, I think from the minute we crossed the border, I can't remember it raining on the way up through Englandshire, but I think the minute we crossed the border, I think it fucking pissed down the rest of the week. But it was July, monsoon season in Scotland, and we went up with my friend Mark and his wife Karen. He rode his K75 BMW, which is a cracking little bike. I rode the Goldwing, and then Mrs Otter and Mark's missus went in Olaf, my Audi A6. So yeah, we did that, and I just it was a funny holiday because Mrs Otter had a tooth abscess and her face looked like a hamster. It was out here, she was in a lot of pain. But we found a fantastic dentist in Fort William called Alison, and she sorted her out, sorted right out. So fortunately she was able to enjoy the rest of the holiday. But I don't think we actually got out on the Goldwing. I didn't tend to use it a lot. I used the car when I was up there just because of the weather. Because it took quite a while to get up there. I think it took us nearly 13 hours. And you know, you can do it in way less than that. And the only trouble with the Goldwing is if it starts raining or you start losing the light or anything like that, you can't see through the screen. You end up actually perched like that, riding along trying to see over the screen, and it's really fucking tiring. And we made the mistake of going up the M6, going through Glasgow and going around the Loch Lomond way. Unfortunately, the bridge that goes over the Clyde, I think there were some works happening on it or something, and there were serious delays. Of course, we couldn't cut through on the bikes because we'd lose the car, and Mrs Otter didn't really know the way. She did actually get lost once because somebody might have given her the wrong directions. I don't know. But that was in Oban, so you know, you're nearly there, it doesn't matter. But yeah, so it was quite a testing journey. The bike did fine, fantastic. Wasn't really in any pain when I got up there. I probably could have got back on it again, fueled it up and gone back. That Goldwing was just made to eat the miles. So it excelled in that journey. I can remember we stopped at a little place called Luss by Loch Lomond, and I think one of their Highland games or something had just finished, just winding down, because it was 4 or 5 o'clock when we were there. It was probably later actually. It might have been even, yeah, I think it was about 4 or 5 o'clock because one of the cafes was still open. So we had a bite to eat there and a drink, and then kit up, carry on. And it was actually sort of the last bit from there up to Oban I struggled the most with, because it's rare that you get a straight bit of road after that, and we couldn't see anything. And then we met, let's say we met some Oriental traffic, and that was entertaining. But enjoy the footage. It was took around the place where we stopped. We stopped in a little place called Appin, and it's on I'm going to mispronounce it, but Loch Creran. And this is a little ride around the tip of Loch Creran and then back round to Appin. Now there's Appin and Port Appin further up the road, both the same really. So yeah, so I thought I'd bung this up on YouTube until I've got something else to film, basically. Yeah, all the news. I'm gonna order some fork seals for Nibbler. I'm gonna get Nibbler back on the road because I'm watching a lot of bike content at the minute. I've just watched this bloody nutcase riding around the UK on a Honda Chally, which, if you don't know, is a little 125cc loaded up to the gunnels, and he was doing it for combat stress. And it was absolutely fantastic. His enthusiasm for riding is something I seem to have lost when I got rid of the Goldwing. I used to like going out on the Goldwing, didn't enjoy the GS so much. I don't know why. It's just one of them things. Some bikes don't click. But we did have some great days out on the GS actually. It was a nice bike, and it was very, very comfortable. ZX10, I've only done 900 and something miles on it, and most of that's bitting and bobbing. It's, you know, I've not took it out for a decent run yet. All that mileage is accumulated basically like going to work or just nipping around the lanes around here. So it'd be nice to get my bike mojo back again. It's just one of them things, you know. I was thinking about it the other day. Do I give up? Would I miss it? Of course I'd miss it. But yeah, it's one of them things. If your bike's there, it's there, isn't it? You can just get it MOT and use it whenever you want. But it's one of them things. So yes, so the fork seals are going to be ordered tomorrow, and then I'll film whipping the forks out and doing the fork seals, because it's just something to film basically. You can find thousands of videos on YouTube on how to do fork seals, but you know, it is what it is. I need something to film at the end of the day. Well, I don't suppose I need to, but yeah, so there it is. So enjoy your video. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you to all those that have bought a bit of merch, like Eddie with your misspelt t-shirt, and don't forget, we've also got Patreon, stuff like that. If you want to chuck us a coffee over or something, very much appreciated. So without further ado, enjoy the footage. It's only about 7 minutes long, and I may say fucking it a couple of times, so nothing new there then. Just to keep safe, guys. See you on the next one. Bye. Nice, isn't it? That White House is where that billionaire lives.
White House. I missed that.
Big one round the corner.
No, I was focused on the road. The person in front of me.
Nice, isn't it though? This is the head of our loch.
Yeah.
It then turns into like a salmon river.
Yeah.
Up there, comes down. Nice. I could quite happily live here. This'll do. I can have a shit outdoors and no one would know.
I think we might.